The person who tests newcomers whenever they come to the dark continent to see if they're worthy of entering will be known as the guardian of the dark continent, and that person is none other than Zig-Zoldyck himself, because Dawn Freaks forced Zig-Zoldyck to become the guardian of the entrance of the dark continent after he defeated him in battle, because Dawn Freaks doesn't want any more young hunters or travelers throwing their life away on the Dark Continent. So in order to prevent people from dying on the Dark Continent, Dawn made Zig-Zoldyck be the watchdog for the entrance of the Dark Continent in exchange for letting him live on the Dark Continent, because Dawn defeated Zig-Zoldyck after Zig-Zoldyck stayed on the Dark Continent alone. We know that Zig-Zoldyck went to the Dark Continent 80 years ago with Netero, but when Netero went back to the human world, Zig-Zoldyck decided to stay on the Dark Continent all alone, and this is when Zig-Zoldyck ran into Dawn Freaks, someone who's been living on the Dark Continent for hundreds of years. And since Zig is a member of the Zoldyck family, he challenged Dawn to a battle when he first met him, but ultimately he was brutally beaten in battle. But Dawn Freak spared Zig-Zoldyck's life in exchange that Zig-Zoldyck watches over the entrance of the Dark Continent and tells anyone who's too weak to head back to where they came from. And Dawn also told Zig to tame the entrance of the Dark Continent before Zig could go deeper into the Dark Continent himself. So all the newcomers, whether they're hunters or the people from the Kaken Empire who go to the Dark Continent, they will run into Zig-Zoldyck as soon as they land on the Dark Continent. And Zig-Zoldyck kills off anybody who he doesn't deem worthy enough to enter the Dark Continent. While he does watch over the entrance like how Dawn Freak says, he does just let the visitors go back to where he came from. He kills off anybody who's dumb enough to underestimate the Dark Continent by coming there when they were too weak. But if you're somebody who has a chance of survival like beyond Netero, Zig-Zoldyck will let you go into the Dark Continent without testing you at all. And since Zig-Zoldyck let Beyond Netero in the Dark Continent without any resistance, this is why Beyond Netero gave the Zoldyck family a calamity, aka Nanika. So Zig-Zoldyck is going to be the official gatekeeper for the entrance of the Dark Continent. So we can just start calling him Mike 2.0. And if he doesn't deem you worthy enough to enter the Dark Continent, he's going to make you prove that you're worthy enough to enter the Dark Continent by engaging him in a full-on battle. So what's Gon and Killua finally do land on the Dark Continent, they will end up running into none other than Zig-Zoldyck himself. And not only will Zig-Zoldyck have to test them just to see if they're worthy enough to enter, obviously for family reasons, he will want to fight up against both Gon and Killua with their brand new Nen powers once they finally do make it to the Dark Continent. So we will get revealed to Zig-Zoldyck once we land on the Dark Continent, and it will be revealed that he is the gatekeeper for the entrance of the Dark Continent, all because Dawn Freaks made him do it. Comment what you guys see down below. Subscribe if you haven't. Peace out.